was Elisabeth Dorothea Kimmerle Eickemeyer. She was born in 1856 of parents who came across the ocean on a ship in New California, Ohio, and she died 1837 in Darby Township, Union County, Ohio. 1937. She married Carl Christian Heinrich Eickemeyer, who was born in 1858 and died in 1936. They had 7 sons and 1 daughter. She called him Heine. He called her Dolly. They were married in April of 1876 and lived with her parents, Jacob and Margarita Kimmerle, in a log house with a wall fireplace in Union County until he built them a fine brick house with a wood-burning cook stove in 1832. It is significant to note that this combined family was surviving on food cooked on a fireplace for almost 20 years. Her mother, Margarita Kimmerle, was also part of their household and was occupied the largest bedroom until she died in 1901. Grandma rode a horse, side saddle, or hitched that horse to a buggy. She never ever drove a car. Grandma was the one neighbors called when they needed a doctor. She was capable of delivering a baby or of providing emergency medical care until the doctor got there. Grandma raised a garden, milked cows, nursed hurts, cooked and baked and canned, helped at church and where she was needed. Grandma never learned to speak English. She lived in a German-speaking community which was called the settlement. We 8 children learned to speak German out of respect for our grandparents. We were bilingual. The children's storybooks she read to us were in German. We spoke German whenever we were with them. Grandma told stories of driving with her parents to Plain City to visit the Abraham Lincoln funeral train. When Grandpa began to fail, that means when he began to die, she would come and take either Martha or Ruth for overnight to help with his care. They were like in training to be his caregivers and took their responsibilities very seriously. Lois was lucky enough to be there when Grandpa died. She heard him say, "Oh, Dolly, the angel. Oh, Dolly, the angels," before he drew his last breath. Grandma fell and sprained her ankle in July 1936, and shortly thereafter came to live with us. She became very feeble, but always occupied a place of honor in a rocker with a shawl or until she suffered a stroke. Papa helped her from the toilet one day when he found her out there, lifted her up and carried her to an iron cot in the front room. The doctor was called and pronounced it to be a stroke. Advised, keep her mouth moistened and body warm. She died 2 days later with the entire family at her bedside. There was no oxygen, no IV lines, just Papa reading from the Bible, John 14, 1-14. Jesus spoke to Unigen. Either Herze errichtet mich, glaube an Gott und glaube an mich. Jesus spoke to his disciples. Do not let your heart be troubled. Trust in God. Trust also in me. In my Father's room are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I am going there to prepare a place for you. When the extended family gathered in our house to help with the funeral arrangements, I recall listening to the conversation. I wondered, why are they asking questions about what they're going to wear and what they're going to wear to the funeral? I wanted to hear about the angels she was with in heaven, because I knew that's where she was going. And that's my version of my grandma, Eickemeyer.